Hello, welcome to the Ozone VRP Sandbox. I'm going to show you two portals which you'll need to use in order to access the sandbox. The first is our developer portal. This developer portal contains an introduction and some getting started steps which you will need to follow in order to access the sandbox. In summary, getting started gives you some links to familiarize yourself with the concept of open banking, including access to the UK's Customer Experience Guideline, and in particular the chapter on variable recurring payments. There's also a link through to the OpenID Foundation's FAPI profile and a set of links to both documentation and reference guides for each of the four primary APIs: the Account and Transaction API, the Payment Initiation API, Confirmation of Funds API, and Variable Recurring Payments API. Now, each of these four APIs, we've got documentation which explains the basics and overview and the flows, and also a full set of API reference documentation and examples. There's also a page of resources which includes a link to the self-service portal, which I'll explain in a minute, as well as the Postman collections. And we are including a set of video guides as well. There's also some FAQs which you might find useful to read, as well as just a summary of help and a link through to our Slack channel. The second relevant portal here is the self-service portal. So when you register for the hackathon, you'll be sent a link to your email address which enables you to register on the self-service portal. And I'm just going to talk through those steps now. So once you've verified your email address, you'll be sent a code to log in securely. You're then sent to this page where you click continue, and the self-service portal asks you to register your client. This is where you give a name for your organization. So I'm going to type in here VRP test client 001, and I'm going to register this client. It has to be unique. Once you have registered this client, what you will see is a summary page which gives you a software statement name, in this case VRP test client 001-software statement, together with a list of details about the roles that you've got, your redirect URLs, etc. It also gives you a set of unique customer accounts. You have 3 accounts here with a username and password for each for the sandbox. And you've also got a link here to download the client profile, which I'm going to do now. A link to download the private key, which you don't need to do. A link to download the transport key, and a link to download the transport certificate. You can also then download from here the Postman collection. The Postman collection is generic. Obviously, the client profile, private key, transport certificate, and these accounts, which give you sample data, those are all unique to you, but the Postman collection is generic. Okay, I'm now going to flip over into Postman, and I'm going to import the Postman collection. So if I go to upload files, and I can see here the Postman collection, which is called VRP Hackathon Collection. I'm also going to download or import the client as well. I can do that at the same time. So if I do that and open, I'm importing both the collection and the client, which is the Postman environment. I'm going to import those. I'm going to replace them. So I previously imported them here. So that's the step of importing, downloading Postman, which is a free application, and importing the Postman collection and the client. What I'm then going to do is I am going to, very important here in my environment here, if I click on my workspace, this is very important. I need to make sure I have got the right environment. So I'm going to go to the VRP test client environment to make sure I'm actually in that environment. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to settings and just come into the settings here. Very important that you switch off SSL certificate verification. Make sure that is switched off. I then go into my certificates. I'm going to remove this previous certificate. I go to add certificates, and this is important here. I need to put the right URL here, and I can get this URL from my self-service portal. In fact, if I copy everything here in this URL, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to come back into Postman, and I'm going to paste that in. Now this is important. I get rid of everything after .co.uk, and where it says self-service and HTTPS, I replace that with asterisk or star. So it should say star.sandbox.vrp, etc., all the way through to .co.uk. Very important, no slash at the end. And for the port, I also need to have an asterisk. So once I've got that as my host, I'm going to select the CRT file, which is the key. Sorry, the CRT file, which is the PEM file, and the key, which is the key file. And I'm going to add those. So my certificates, my CRT file, and my key file are loaded there, and the host is set up correctly, asterisk dot sandbox dot etc. through to .co.uk. Okay, so that is my Postman collection set up, and that's everything I need. I can go back to my workspace here, and I can see here that I've now got my environment set up. It's set up in the right environment, and I've got my Postman collection here, which is the set of steps for accessing all of the APIs.